So we're back to the VM workstation, as you will see here. Then we have the option create new virtual machine, open a virtual machine that you already have a virtual machine, upgrade to VM, and help. All this function, we don't need it, we only need to create a new virtual machine. So we click on create new virtual machine. So here it asks you to choose install the operation system of this virtual machine through the DVD driver, or you already have an ISO image. Of course, I have an ISO image, the one that we download from VMware to ESXi or the hypervisor. So when I say ESXi, it's mean hypervisor, and when I say hypervisor, I mean ESXi. So click install disk file ISO and dear browser to get the copy of your ESXi or the hypervisor. So this is the copy of my hypervisor. He automatically detects the version. Of course, it's not meaning that this is the version 6, but in real it's 6.15, but he read it as a version 6. Or you can choose to install the operation system later. But this step will help you to get the minimum configuration for your virtual machine. If you chose that you will install the operation system later and start configuring your virtual machine, you have the option to choose how much RAM you give it, how much CPU, and if you give the machine less than 4 GB or less than 2 CPU, when you want to start installing the ESXi, you will get an error message that you can't complete the installation because you don't have the minimum requirement of hardware. So for that, it is very recommended to choose the operation system before creating the machine, so it automatically will give you the minimum information that you need to install this operation system. So let's see it. Click next. Here it asks you to give a name for the virtual machine. So in this example, we're going to choose VMware ESXi, or just let's do ESXi number 1. That means this is the ESXi one that we're going to use, and when we create the second one, it will be ESXi 2, etc. And here the location when he store the virtual machine in your hard driver or in your laptop. Then we click next. As you see here, he give you the minimum requirement is 14 GB to install a ESXi. It's required. The recommended size for VMware ESXi is 14 GB, and of course you can add more or choose less or more as what you want. So this step is important when you want to create some virtual machine and you already know how much virtual machine you want to install inside this ESXi. You know how much space you need. For example, you want to install about 10 virtual machine, and each machine need to have at least 4 or 5 GB. If for example, if you have 5 GB for each machine, that means you need at least 15 GB of hard drive. So you need to pick up 15 GB before start creating your virtual machine. Of course, there are options to add a new hard drive, but you need to care about this step before creating your virtual machine and installing the ESXi. So here you have the two options: store virtual disk as a single file or split virtual disk into multiple files. So this is the benefit of choosing the second one. Splitting the disk makes it easy to move the virtual machine to another computer, but might reduce performance with very large disk. It helps us to move a virtual machine from this hypervisor to another hypervisor. So it's not important. We're going to see this information more and more. So just leave it like that. For example, we chose 15 GB, and here it gives you an overview about the hardware customized. So you see the name ESXi, the location, the program or the version of this virtual machine is, we're going to see this version, what does it mean. The operation system is VMware ESXi. If you put a Windows, you will see the Windows and the version of it. Hard drive is 15 GB and the memory is 4 GB. He automatically gives 4 GB. Network adapter and other, that means 2 CPU core, CD, DVD, USB. You see, he automatically chose 2 CPU core and 4 GB. If we want to change this hardware, we need to customize the hardware. So as you will see, we have 4 GB. If you get a quick read here, you see guest operating system recommended minimum is 4 GB. So the minimum that you need for this operation system is 4 GB. If we don't choose an ISO image at the beginning, this option will not be available. But as we do it, we get this option. So recommended memory is 4 GB. Memory swapping might occur up to 12 GB, as you will see here. And the maximum recommended memory is 16 GB. Why 16? Because my computer, my laptop have 16 GB, so this is the maximum that I can use. This is the recommended, and I can choose between this number to this. So you can up, for example, 8 GB, 11, 12, 14, etc. If we pass the number, of course, as you will see, this version of the VM Workstation lets you create a virtual machine with up to 64 GB. But as my hardware accepts only 16 GB, and the recommendation is 4 GB. So you, the one who decide how much gigabyte of RAM you give it to this host, is in relation about how much virtual machine you will install inside that host. But of course, in the physical host, in your RAM environment, it's in relation about the server or the physical host and his RAM. So this is an option just for our lab, but in the RAM environment, we don't have to configure a virtual machine to install our host because we use the hypervisor type 1. So then the CPU, we can choose how much CPU. Of course, I have only 4 CPU, so I can't choose more than 4. So powering on the virtual machine will fail because it's configured to use more virtual process core than the host support. Of course, my host support only 4. If I chose more than 4, it gives me an error. So let's keep it at the minimum because we need another machine to complete the process. And of course, you need to have virtual Intel or AMD is activated because you can't create a virtual machine without activating the virtualization CPU, for example, the AMD V or the Intel VT. Of course, this step you can do it through your BIOS of your laptop or your desktop. Get help from Google to do that in relation about the version of your laptop. Then we have the CD. As you see, here is the image file, and of course you can use the driver. Then we have the NAT. This NAT we're going to configure it to use the IP address of my network, but as you see here, use to share the host IP address. That means it creates a virtual address or a virtual network with my host, but I prefer to use my router address. It's like a DHCP who give the address to the machine that I use in my network. So I will use bridge to connect directly to physical network. That means not a virtual network, but it will be connected directly to the router. As I told you in the beginning, I have a router that will work as a switch. So this virtual machine will connect automatically to the router to get the address. And there are other options, you can read about it, but our lab need only this option. Why I don't use the net? Because we will have some different IP address and it will be difficult to remember those different IP address, and the explanation will be a little difficult. Maybe you will get confused. So I chose bridge to make it simple IP address and with small difference for the different machine. So you can easily understand when I use a IP address to mention some host, you can easily know which host we talk about. Then we have the USB control, display, etc. This option is not important now. So we click close after editing or customizing the hardware, and we click finish. So the machine will start automatically. So in the next video, we're going to complete this step to see the installation. So here, as you will see, we have to choose to boot from the ESXi 6.5 or from the local disk. So in the next video, we're going to see the process of installing the ESXi in your physical host or in your virtual machine. So see you in the next video.